Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, February 2nd. Skipped yesterday with my weird schedule. I didn't get off work until 5. Friends were over by 5:15 to start gaming at 5:30, and by the time we finished, it was basically time to go to bed. Well, busy. Now, it's because my evenings are a little shorter, and I do have some spare time in the mornings on days like this. But again today, got off work at 5, an hour and 15 minutes later than normal. I'm helping out with some work at work. Only tomorrow and the next day, I'm on my normal schedule, just back taking calls. So, it'll be a very short evening tonight. Just a little over an hour less than normal time. But I still want to watch a movie, and I'm looking around, like, what movie? And I was like, I don't want to watch one too long, and I got my movies in an app on my phone, so I filtered it by time, and I looked at some of the lower time ones, and they're not incredibly short, but Airplane is only 87 minutes, so less than an hour and a half. I figure it's a funny movie, fun to watch, I'll enjoy it, I'll laugh, raise my spirits, that's good. And that's a reasonable amount of time to fit in a little shorter evening. So I'm going to heat up some my buffalo chicken dip and watch Airplane. And Airplane is a quite funny movie. I will give it 7.7 out of 10. This high-flying smash hit comedy farce, Airplane, with Robert Hayes and Julie Haggerty. They join, panicky passengers, inept ground controllers, and an inflatable autopilot, named Otto, of course, in this disaster film spoof, voted one of the top 10 funniest movies ever made by the American Film Institute. Surely, you won't find a funnier film on DVD. And don't call me Shirley. Easier to give a summary from the back of the box. Movie about a pilot who had fought in the war, and just still, can't forgive himself for that bad call he made, and lost some good men, and his girlfriend's really at the point where she's just leaving him over it, because he just can't move on. And though it's been 6 years since he's been near a plane, she's a flight attendant leaving him, and he gets a ticket to join that flight so that he could chase after her. Unfortunately, something's wrong with the fish. So everyone that had the fish dinner gets violently ill, and the entire crew of the ship, of the plane, had the fish. So he's the only one with a chance of landing it. This is a movie from 1980, and this is the 25th anniversary DVD, Don't Call Me Shirley edition. Which means it's 15 years old, but I probably haven't watched the bonus features since shortly after getting it. But I recall, one of the things that I recall from it, is that writers, directors, whoever, was working on some project that had to do with spoofing, like, late night commercials on TV. The terrible commercials that you would see on TV late at night. And so, when they went to bed, they recorded a section of TV to get some footage. And when they watched it, they decided that the movie that was playing late night was worse than the commercials. And so they bought the rights to that movie. And that's what this is them remaking it, aware that it is comically bad, and leaning into the comedy of it. And of course, it is, at this point, a 40-year-old movie. And visually, some of the... I mean, it does show its age. But comedically, the comedy in it is gold. It is so funny. Both what is being said in the foreground, and at times just what's going on in the background if you're paying attention to shots. Enough so that there are still things that I notice that I'm like, I don't remember that I see in the background of shots. So that's clever. They put thought into the set dressing and all of that. I mean, my assumption from my time growing up is everyone's seen the movie. If you haven't, I would highly recommend it. It is quite a riot. Of course, everything works out in the end, right? Because it's got to. But interesting characters. Leslie Nielsen is the doctor. He definitely plays his lines just straight. And he is actually, Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. That's where that line comes from, if you're unfamiliar. And I think it's Johnny at the flight control deck, where you got your guy that apparently decided to quit smoking, drinking, amphetamines, and sniffing glue all in the same week, and it's a bad time to do all of it because the stress is getting high. And Kramer, the pilot that knows that plane best and is brought in to talk on the radio to talk the man down, but has a history with Stryker, the guy who's having to try and land this plane because he has the flight experience from the war, but that's totally different plane. Nothing alike. But he's the only one with a chance. But they have a history in the war together and don't much care for each other. But then you got Johnny in the flight control room. And he is just silly. And so is great for the points where the comedy and the tension meet, and you just need to be like, am I supposed to be laughing at this joke? And he comes in with just silliness, and you do. Yeah, so that was a fun evening. Airplane, fun movie. If you haven't seen it, would recommend. Yeah. And nice choice. It's only like 7:30. And I've gotten a movie in this week. So, we have that. And hopefully that gives me time to edit a vlog before getting to bed. Waking up bright and early for work in the morning. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues.